Hey guys, welcome to the video. We're going to talk about Mother's Day. If you're like me, Mother's Day rolls around and you have absolutely no idea, one, what to ask people to get you if you're a mom, and two, what to get the mothers in your life that you would like to think about a gift for your own mom, a grandma, an aunt, a friend, a sister, whoever, a cousin, a coworker. Who do you buy gifts for? Can we pause and talk about that? I'm at a point where I get my mom a gift and that's it. Well, my husband gets his mom a gift too. Everyone else gets a happy Mother's Day and maybe a card or something like that. So when I think about Mother's Day gifts, there's a lot of things that come to mind. If you think about little kids gifting their moms things, it's typically something that gets made in school, like some little hobby project or something like that, which is super sweet. And I have a bunch of those kind of keepsakes around. But I'm just going to do this from the perspective of like where I am in my life right now, and maybe even from a bit of a selfish lens. Like, what are some things that I might actually like to get for Mother's Day that I think would be worthy of someone spending their money on? So, this may be a little bit out of range of budget for what some people have in mind, some of the items that I'm going to mention today, and maybe others are way within budget. We'll see. But I'm at that point where I'm like, it's fine to just spend time together on Mother's Day or give me the gift of a poem or something like that. But if you're going to bother like actually purchasing something, have you ever been in a situation with holidays where a lot of just meaningless things are passed around to people and purchased, and you're thinking to yourself, we didn't really need those things, and they end up like in a closet somewhere, or you end up donating them or passing them along. So I wanted to share some gift ideas that I think might be very well received by someone in your life, and that I think would be well received by me. Like, would I consider even purchasing some of these for myself? Spoiler alert, I have purchased a few of these already. So I'm going to start off with the category of comfort for Mother's Day, like things that a mom might wear. And I realize that this is a little bit of a cliche category because we automatically go to like flowers or something like a robe. Spoiler alert, I'm going to mention a robe that you might be interested in thinking about, but it's kind of like a luxe robe experience, if you will. But I have something unusual to share, and that is that I have fallen in love with a pair of Crocs. I have a pair of like the black Frankenstein Crocs, right? The usual, really ugly ones. And I have an even weirder spaceship looking pair called the Echo Clog that I adore. When I tell you I love this shoe, if you have a mom in your life who isn't about the fashion, she's not trying to look cute, but she wants to be comfortable, these might fit the bill. And I dare say they even look kind of funky on the foot in a good way. So these are called Echo Clogs. They go for $69.99 on the Croc website. However, there are some discounts that show up on that site sometimes. And I think first-time shoppers may get something like a 15% off discount. I have these in the color stucco, which is like this off-white, almost creamy color. I adore them. They're super easy to clean. I wear them with the back flop to the front, like draped over the front. So it's almost like a slipper, and they're big and they're comfortable, and they're like all-terrain vehicles for your feet, you guys. These go over everything and they wash up great. So if you have to like go through a rainy day with dirt on them and mud and whatever, they clean up great in the sink, a little rub down, and they're good to go. And they're so comfortable. They come in different colors. I really like the sand color, which is like almost like an orangey color, it looks like, as well as the desert grass, which is like this mustard color. There's a slate color, which I think is really cool also. Anyway, a variety of colors, even black. And I just think these are the best Crocs. And I've tried a lot of Crocs. So I would definitely advise thinking about these. And then if you're going to do something cliche, you guys, like slippers in a robe, which we all love slippers in a robe. Heck, I'd live in a robe if I could. Make it something nice. And so for me, that there's a lot of different slippers and robes that are nice. But what comes to mind first and foremost, and these are pricey, they're UGG slippers, UGG, UGG. And these are available on Amazon. I guess you can go to the UGG site itself. But I really like the Ansley slipper, the women's Ansley slipper. Now, these are a little pricey on Amazon. They're running $100, $99.95. But my husband has the male version of these, and they're super comfortable. They're lined with like this faux fur interior that is really warm on the foot. So these are great for wintertime. And they have a little bit of rubber on the bottom, so you can wear them out to the mailbox if needed, that kind of a thing. Listen, if you're one of those people that has to have your shoes off when you come indoors, this kind of concept is not going to work, right? Because you're going to walk outside in the dirt and then wear these in your house too. I don't care about that. But some people are really fussy about that and do not want any outside dirt on their inside floors. I understand. I'm not one of those people. I don't care. But these are good sort of all purpose slippers. And they're really, really comfortable. I think the women's coquette slipper is really neat also, as well as the women's scuffette slipper. And I'll tell you another one that people wear a lot. I don't know that these are for me because I don't like something like hugging the back of my foot. But the women's fluff yeah slipper, this comes in different colors. I particularly like the pink one, and that one is $59.99, is a great choice. So by way of robes, there's lots of different robes that you could get at different price points. And so some people like those, I forget what they're called. There's like cloud in the name of the robe. It's a new kind of a robe and blanket that is made by the same, like Cloud Dream or something like that. But I particularly like the Blanche Lee or the Duffield Lee robe, either one of those. I think I have the Blanche Lee. It's a little bit shorter, like right above the knee. Mine is in a color that's not available on Amazon anymore. It's almost like a corally color, and I really enjoy it. It's nice and warm, but not suffocating. The thing about some robes, especially if they're like in the terry cloth direction or they're like a blanket kind of material, they're great when you first put them on if you need to get warmed up, but then you almost like suffocate in them because they get so hot and you start sweating. These robes are like right in the middle where you can wear these for some warmth, but they're not going to drown you out and have you like dying ready to take them off. You can wear them around the house and they're tailored. So when you put them on, they're comfortable on you. They're easy to wrap. They have pockets to them and they are not oversized. So like right fit to your body. So these are really neat robes. They also have one called the Lenny Knit robe that looks really nice. I've never tried this one, but this is one. Look, I might be gifting it's $147. Oh Lord. But I might be gifting myself something like this. Do I need another robe? Nah. Do I like the way this one looks? Yeah. So yeah. So the next category is for the person that's always traveling or spending overnights at the grandkids' house or something like that. And they have a lot of stuff that they bring with them. This is the Sonia Kashuk travel pouches. So I went to Target the other day. I've been looking for some like this. I didn't pick them up and I may ask for them for Mother's Day for myself. But the color that I really love is the mauve color, mauve. So these come in different sizes. There's like the smaller makeup travel bag. There's a bit of a bigger one. There's a long one that you can put makeup brushes in. So the second category is travel pouches like this, buying the whole set for someone, and even thinking about buying luggage. So I really enjoy going to Marshalls and TJ Maxx and looking in the luggage section and finding quirky looking luggage that's different. You know, when you put it on the conveyor belt at the luggage area, the baggage claim area, it will stand out from the rest. So consider the pouches and the luggage if you can afford that, or one or the other rather, if you have a traveler in your life. This is an unexpected kind of gift that might be fun for someone, especially if they need something new. It's time to re-up. Maybe they have a suitcase that has some tattered edges or something like that, and they're ready to up their game. These are nice options. Look, is anything better than getting like a spa package from someone? Have you ever had one? If not, heck, you might want to treat yourself to a spa day. So we're talking about getting a massage and something else. It could be a massage and a pedicure, a massage and a manicure, a massage and like a hair wash and blowout or press, depending on the kind of hair that you have and the treatment that you would like. But leaving the salon refreshed with your massage, calming your physical body down, and something else to beautify yourself, be it a manicure or a pedi, or to get your hair done nicely so that you're leaving the salon feeling fresh and fly and funky, y'all. This is a really nice gift and one that I know that I would appreciate anytime, especially in cases where you don't want to give someone yet another sort of thing, an object that will clutter up their house, but you want them to have a nice experience. Moving on to the next category, fragrance is always a nice thing for someone to receive. When I was younger, that was the thing that, like my uncles, for example, gave my mom for Mother's Day or for Christmas. They would buy her a fragrance set from Macy's, for example, where you have the fragrance and the lotion or a travel spray that came with it or something like that. That's how we got a lot of stuff, you all. in terms of like the Oscar de la Renta, the Opium, the Chanel's, the Calvin Klein Obsession, all of that stuff sat on my mom's shelf in particular and came in set form from an uncle who worked downtown at the Macy's. He would come bring her a beautiful gift like that all the time. So in my mind, receiving a fragrance is still a very lovely thing to give a more mature woman during a holiday like Mother's Day or something like that. I won't go into many recommendations because I have a whole fragrance channel with recommendations. If you're interested, it's Veronica Says. Head on over there if you want to hear about all different kinds of fragrances. But three that come to mind as I think really beautiful gifts in the fragrance category. The first is a pricey one, although you can get it probably half off at like 150, and for a lot of people that's still considered very pricey, and I understand that. But it's Honor Woman from Amouage. This is a beautiful, well-mannered white floral fragrance that is easy to wear to any occasion and is a really sort of well-loved, crisp, clean floral. I would also suggest Libre Le Parfum for ladies that maybe want a little bit more of a seductive fragrance with a little bit of kick to it. You know, that lady in your life that has some zhuzh, that wants to be a little sexier, that one, or Montguerlain Intense are good choices for someone in that category. And then if you can spring for it and you like the idea, who doesn't love to get a nice Chanel fragrance? So people have opinions about Chanel No. 5, but she's a classic for a reason because she is long lasting and that sort of soapy, floral, maybe a kick of something zesty type of fragrance that lots of women still enjoy wearing. And if you have someone that really doesn't want anything strong and powerful like that, but just wants to smell nice and pretty, think about something from the Joe Malone range, especially the ones in the clear bottles that are really difficult to dislike. A lot of those have beautiful, generically lovely scents. In particular, nectarine and blossom comes to mind as one that is well loved and liked by many and just an easy day-to-day wear for women of all ages. So think about something like that. You might also consider picking up a sampler pack. For example, Sephora and Ulta both sell a sample pack where a woman could try out the variety of fragrances, tell you the one that they like, and then the packages have some kind of voucher in them that you could apply toward a full-size fragrance. So you can say to the person, hey, pick something out of this that you would really like, and then I will go on and get you the full bottle of the one that you choose. That way you're not guessing what their tastes are, and they can try out a bunch of samples and see what they like. Those are always fun to try out. Let's go to the kitchen. Which is where I enjoy spending some time with my husband. We love to cook together. He's a great chef. I think I'm an okay chef. You're not going to starve in my house, and you might even eat well, but it really just depends on the day and whether I cook the thing to perfection or just to like average. But you're going to eat all right at my house. But one of the recommendations that I would make is some sort of subscription service, if you can splurge for it, for someone who is maybe on the go and doesn't have a lot of time to think about food options, right? HelloFresh, or one of those kind of subscription services where a person gets a box of food ingredients delivered that comes with a recipe, very easy to cook. They can just put the thing together on the stove and know that they're going to have a nutritious, balanced meal that they're going to enjoy, that's going to be flavorful, not your usual dishes, something a little bit, unique with each of those recipes. That is a good subscription service. I think there are several, but HelloFresh comes to mind right away. And if you have someone that enjoys steaks, you may want to think about a subscription or a one-time delivery of a package of something like Omaha steaks. So my husband and I got a package of Omaha products for Christmas from one of his family members. It had steaks, it had hamburgers, it had some desserts in it, and it had different cuts of steak. And we've eaten off of that for quite a while. Anytime we are either out of food and just not feeling like going to the grocery market or just want to get something quick, we will grab the thing out of the freezer, like one of the boxes, and go, what's behind box number 1? It might be some ribeye steaks, it might be some sirloin steaks, it might be some beef patties or something like that. And we defrost them and cook those, and they're really quite delicious. There's a number of different services that do this sort of thing. Omaha Steaks come to mind. If you have someone that's into like sustainable, grass-fed kinds of ranches and so forth, there are places that do that type of thing too. They're a bit more pricey, but what a lovely gift to give to someone who's a foodie and is going to really enjoy having something right at their fingertips delivered to their house, and that's going to be high quality and enjoyable. If you have someone that's into kitchen gadgets, and I just want to caution people about this, because again, like when we talk about robes and slippers, moms always get robes and slippers. Sometimes they get tired of that stuff. I mean, I can't get enough robes and slippers, you all, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to just buy the same cliche stuff over and over again. So be careful about kitchen gadget types of things because it's like, it's played out, you all. But if you have someone who's like a real foodie and enjoys being in the kitchen and cooking, there's nothing better than a beautiful set of pots and pans. That can get really pricey. So maybe you want to do one piece that is on the higher end. And let me tell you something. This is one category where you may very well get what you pay for. Not guaranteed, but if you want some really nice, high quality cookware, you may need to pay for it. So, a brand that's readily available at outlets where you're not paying the full retail price and is still on the higher end of sort of like the equivalent of like a luxury pot or pan. Le Creuset, is that how you say that? There are outlet stores. If you're near an outlet mall, check and see if they have this. These come in beautiful colors. There's all different types. I love a huge pot where I can do like one meal dishes, where you do like rice and the meat all in one dish, or you can do a stew in it, or you can do a big, big pot of whatever it is, carrots or whatever. These also come in roasters. These also come in pans if you want to something that the person can sear food in or something like that. These are wonderful and they're just really pretty pots and pans. Two other items that you might want to look into, and I'm talking from my own, personal preferences here. So remember that this is like, what would Veronica want to get? So these are recommendations from my head to you. An air fryer. Have you used an air fryer? There's so many fantastic things that you can cook in an air fryer. You can do crispy vegetables. You can do chicken wings. You can do crispy salmon in there. You can do French fries. You can do potatoes. You can do so many things in an air fryer. It's easy to cook. You pop it in there. You make sure that you season and put a little bit of olive oil or something, some kind of, it could be butter, oil, coconut oil, something on your substance so that it doesn't stick to the pan. Stick it in there at the right temperature. Boop, press the button. Next thing you know, it's done and it's ready for you to eat. And it's crispy and it's delicious and it's juicy on the inside. Whatever the it is always great. Air fryers are super easy to use. They take up a lot of counter space, and that part I don't love. But see what the person's working with in terms of their counter space and if they have some space like something for an air fryer, and then think about whether they need to feed a family or just themselves. If it's just themselves, you can get them a small air fryer with a little basket where they can just put their single servings in. But if it's a situation where they have family and they're cooking for a lot of folks, you may want to think about like one of those double door air fryers where you can fit in a lot of food. Then for the coffee and tea drinker in your life, can you beat a Keurig? Yeah, I know people have lots of feelings about Keurigs and, oh, they're wasteful and this, that, and the other. I'm not here to debate or change anybody's mind about that. I'm here to tell you that I love my Keurig that I'm looking at off camera here. It's like my best friend in the morning. There's nothing more glorious for me than rolling out of that bed back there in my big fluffy robe and sauntering on over here in the morning like I own the world and getting my cup of coffee off of that Keurig. It's in my, my bedroom because I'm a brat. I'm a spoiled brat and I love to have my coffee right here in my bedroom. And I also have another Keurig down in my office. And I don't know what I did without them. They're so easy peasy to use. And you can get a variety of K-cups and coffee and tea, and you can even get hot chocolate. So what a lovely gift to give someone a Keurig along with the coffee pods or the tea pods or the hot chocolate or whatever it is that you think they might like, or a variety, and just give them the whole setup at once. If they like to bake and you can afford it, who doesn't love a KitchenAid mixer? And they come in all these really cool colors. We have, I think ours red or blue? I don't even know. My husband uses it and he makes cakes. He's the birthday cake man. And gosh, I love it. If we didn't have that one, I would want the turquoise one. It is so pretty, but they come in different colors and the colors sometimes dictate what the prices are. These can get up into the 400 range or whatever, but you can also get them online for a lot cheaper in the 200 range and maybe sometimes a little bit lower if you get them like refurbished or something like that. But a KitchenAid mixer is like such a fun tool to use if you like to bake cakes and pies and cookies, and you can even do bread in them and that sort of a thing. So that's another sort of luxe kitchen item that I think is fun for a gift for Mother's Day. But of course, you have to make sure the person is into that and would appreciate getting a gift like that. Next, for the music lovers or the readers in your life, consider a year's subscription to a service like Spotify or to Audible or something like that. A subscription service where someone can curate their own musical lists, or they can line up audiobooks to read if they like to read audiobooks, or if they have one of those like Kindles or something, figure out how to make sure that they can get access to their best books through some sort of payment plan that you take care of for them. I personally use Spotify and I use Audible, and I don't know what I did before they existed. The only tricky thing about these subscriptions is that once you stop using them, you no longer have access to what's in their library. So that's kind of how they like hook you for life. But my Spotify playlists are everything to me. They bring me extreme joy to the point where, like, I don't know what I ever did without them. So I'm glad that I have those. And if I didn't, would certainly think those were lovely gifts. And now you have to make sure that you are able to get the person set up onto the thing. So make sure that they have some kind of device to use the thing for, like a computer or a phone. Like I have both of those on my phone. Otherwise, that gift doesn't make sense. So it has to be somebody that has a gadget, like an iPad or something where they can access that stuff readily. Along the same lines, in the techie direction, I would love a smart watch. How about you? Do you have a smartwatch? Do you use it? Some people use iWatches. That's not what they're called, is it? It's some other thing. I'm only saying that because I have a Samsung phone, so I have Android. I am waiting for the 6.0 version of the Android phone to drop, which I think is going to be this August or September. The current versions are fine too, but that's what I'm waiting for. But if people have Apple phones, there are Apple Watches, not the iWatch. Where did I get the iWatch for? The Apple Watch. These are pricey. Okay, so like I got my sister an Apple Watch for Christmas. These can be, $400 to $800 or so, depending on what you're getting and what's on the actual device, what the capacity of the device is and the memory and all of that. But like with the Samsung watch, like the Apple Watch, you can program it to do a lot of things. You can program it to do your heart rate. You can program it to give you estimated calories burned, to monitor your movements. You can sync it so that your messages from your phone are popping up on it, your text messages and things like that, so that you can monitor what's coming into your phone and maybe even answer from there. You can measure the steps that you walk. You can measure your sleep. You can add in all the things that you can do like on your phone, on those health apps and all of that. Blood pressure, even it can monitor your blood pressure. It can remind you when to take medications, all of those things. I've never used one, but I know that people that love them, that use them, love them rather. And so I'm hoping that I will too. I'm going to splurge for myself this fall when the Samsung one comes out, although the 5.0 version for an Android user is great. And then you have your Apple phones. And y'all, you can go on the Apple site. You can choose out the face that you want the thing to look like. You can choose the band it comes with, the colors, all that stuff. It's kind of fun to shop for it, but that's a pricey item. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is actually two really highly personal things that I think would make a mom swoon. And these are really lovely for Mother's Day. I got my mom one of these myself in a prior year. They're like these crystal blocks. It can be a square or a rectangle. Different companies make different ones. I'll tell you about a company called Art Pix 3D. I think that's who I ordered from, although you can look up crystal pictures in glass blocks and see what comes up. There's a bunch of companies that should pop up that do these. You send them an image and they create the image inside of this crystal block. You all, and you can buy them with a block that they sit on that lights up and illuminates the thing. And that's what I did for my mom. And I did a picture of myself in my wedding dress with my son, who at the time was like this high. Now he towers over me, but he was this high. And it takes a while to put together. So if you order this, Mother's Day is soon. Make sure you let your mom know it will be on the way, but here's what it's going to look like. Here's the order that you're going to get to your house. This is so pretty. It's so personal. It sort of like memorializes a point in time, a photo of a point in time. And it could be anything, you all. It could be like your mom's favorite dog. It could be all of the grandchildren in a picture together. It could be, her and her husband. It could be a picture of you in the block, whatever. It could be a picture of her parents, something that will touch her heart so that every time she looks at it, she's reminded of the memories of that person or those people or that animal or whatever. Really a very, very lovely gift. And then the last gift that you may have to find someone locally for, but I think is wonderful, is commissioning a painting. So how lovely would it be to send your photo off or the grandkids' photo? Same kind of idea, right? Maybe your mom and her significant other at an earlier part of their life or something. or maybe right now in their life, but sending a photo off to an artist that you commission to create a drawing or a painting of them that you can then frame for them. And oh my gosh, am I messing with the microphone? That you can frame for them and have them put on the wall. What a personal gift. This would be lovely, especially of like kids or grandkids, you all, or something like that, something that's sentimental. So think about that, commissioning a small painting. It doesn't have to be big, it can be like a little 8 by 10 or something like that. And I will also say another fun gift in the same category is there's a bunch of services that will take your photo and create a royal portrait of the person out of them. So one that comes to mind is called Turn Me Royal, Turn Me Royal. And you send them the pictures and they put the pictures on like these royal bodies. It's a little kitschy and cheesy, and maybe some people think it's a little tacky, but how fun would it be to come into the foyer and see like this enormous 3 by 5 or 6 by 8 foot painting. Not really a painting, it's like a giclée print, right? But with the face of the royal being like your mom or yourself or your siblings or whoever, the grandkids again. How fun would that be? It would make people laugh and it would be fun and it would be different. So those are just a few ideas. I can think of a lot more, but for the sake of the video, we'll keep it here. And please share your thoughtful gift ideas in the comments. And let me just say, by no means am I telling people that they have to spend a lot on a gift for someone to feel special. Never that. Certainly the gift of time or taking someone out to lunch or something like that is equally special. But sometimes you just want to splurge a little bit and make somebody feel special. Maybe you can't go to the extent of like taking them on a long vacation to a dream location or something like that, which would be lovely. But you can spend a little bit. You can spend, 100, 200, 3, 4. And you're willing to splurge to that extent for a Mother's Day gift. That's the category that I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about your mega expensive category. And I'm not talking about like just a candy bar or something like that, right? Something in the middle for folks. So let me know your thoughts in the comments of some ideas that you think would be great, that you've either thought of for mothers in your life or that you would like yourself, which I think is equally valid. Throw it in the comments and give us some ideas. Would love to think through this with you all and create a list for Mother's Day, and it may help inform birthdays and upcoming other holidays like Christmas. So hope this was fun to hear about. Thanks for stopping in and take care, friends.